You have to retouch up your makeup at 10 o'clock at night because you're doing a YouTube video. Hey everybody, my name is Miranda and you are watching The Real MDT. Today we are going to be talking about therapy. More specifically, we're going to be talking about what to do if you think you're done with your therapist. So recently I've been going to my therapist and I have been getting nervous leading up to the appointment because I'll be worried about like, oh, I have to think of something to tell her. I don't know what I'm going to tell her. I don't know what I'm going to talk to her about. I have to think of something. Stuff like that. When I saw her, when I first started seeing her like years ago, I always had like a bunch of stuff to tell her. That was never really a worry of mine, was, oh my god, I don't know what I'm going to talk to her about. But that has been lately. So if you've been in the same situation or something similar, then please continue watching. I really think this is going to help you. Now, before I start, I want to say that you don't have to completely cut ties with your therapist, and I will get to that later on in the video. I will get to that later on in the video. So the first step is to ask yourself. Ask yourself, is this me? Am I here yet? Can I relate to this? When I first started feeling nervous about like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm going to talk to her about, it took like a couple sessions before, like a handful of sessions before I actually like started to think maybe I should stop seeing her as much. The second step is to notice how often or how not often you've been going to your therapist. Like I said, in the beginning I used to see her I used to have a lot of stuff to talk to her about, but not only that, I used to see her all the time, and she did have a lot of clients, so I would see her whenever her next available appointment would be, which was, for the most part, it was either like a week or two away, and now I see her like once a month. So there has been a big significant gap, and you probably won't remember like how often while you're like in it, but if you look back you'll notice that, you know, I don't have a lot of things to talk to her about. I don't know what I'm going to talk to her about. Not only that, but I'm not seeing her as much as I used to. So just keep in mind and notice and look back to how much you've progressed from then till now. Third step is to talk to someone. Talk to someone you trust, like your mom or your best friend, your boyfriend, some really good friend you have on the internet. The fourth step is to make sure you know what you want. Make sure you know if you still want to see them occasionally or if you want to just completely cut ties with them, because that's a very important factor that will play into the whole shebang. The fifth step is to ask your therapist. Ask your therapist and tell them how you've been feeling and what you think you should do, what they think you should do. Just have this good relationship with your therapist and ask them what they would recommend. However, there is a part B to this. Part B is me giving you something to present to your therapist. The idea is ask your therapist if you could call in and make an appointment when you're ready to. Let me explain to you how it worked with me and my therapist. So the last time I met with her, I was actually thinking, oh, after this session, I should probably talk to my mom and my boyfriend and ask them what they think I should do. I was like completely clueless, like whoosh, I was like blind to this entire situation, and I was gonna ask them, like, I have no idea what I should do. Should I ask her? Is it time? Do you think it's time? In retrospect, I don't know why I think my boyfriend would have known what to do any better than I would have. My mom, yes, because she was a therapist and she got her degree in psychology, so she would probably know better, but I don't know why. But it's just comforting to ask somebody what they think, at the very least, if they think that you should do it or not. However, during that session, that therapy session, towards the end of it, she asked me, and she was like, do you think that you need to be coming as often? And so she brought it up. And that's how we got into the whole deal. And one thing that she said, she put on the table, was that I could call in whenever I wanted to make an appointment, versus like having a set appointment the next month. I would have one therapy session, and then a month later I'd have another, and in the middle of that therapy session, I would like freak out about something, or I'd have something that I wanted to talk to her about, but I'd be like, oh, well, I mean, I'm gonna see her in like 2 weeks anyway, so might as well just wait it out. The problem with that is what would happen would be I would either forget what I wanted to tell her or talk to her about, or I wouldn't be nervous or anxious about it anymore. And that isn't necessarily good, although it might sound like it's good. Necessarily good, because this last time I had something that I was like, really freaking out about, and I have freaked out about it in the past. But I never addressed it. But every time I freaked out about it, it'd go away for a little bit. And then it'd come back. And then it'd go away, and then it'd come back. But I never dealt with it. And so that's not good. So when I met her this last time, I was like, I have something that I want to talk to you about. I didn't tell her this, obviously. But I have something that I wanted to talk to you about, but I'm not as nervous anymore, so it's not going to be relevant to me right now. And so that's why I really like this idea. Because if I have like a problem like this week, I can call her on the phone and I could be like, hey, can I make like an appointment? And she'll be like, yeah, sure, it'll be for like next week though. And that'll be much better than like 2 to 3 weeks later. Now, if you do choose that, keep in mind that your therapist does have other clients, and they probably, it's not gonna like instantaneous, like, oh yeah, you have an appointment for tomorrow. Yeah, no, sorry, I like hiccuped right as I said tomorrow. The other option that she gave me was to email her. And, you can ask your therapist if this is right too. And with this option, there's obviously the possibility that you email them with something that they should probably help you with in person versus over an email. And at that point, they'll probably be like, yeah, you should meet me in person. Let's make an appointment, whatever. So I think that's really good as well. So ask your therapist if maybe you can call in to make an appointment when you feel like you're ready to make an appointment, or call or talk to your therapist and ask them if you can email them. But yeah. The 6th step is to make sure you have an official goodbye. Now, not everyone does it, not everyone feels they need it, but I think that especially with therapy, that having that official goodbye is a good thing. It gives you a sense of closure. And although in some situations closure may be overrated or people think it's overrated, it's not always overrated, especially in like therapy sessions. There are many reasons why people go to therapy. There are a lot of situations in which you go about your daily life and you might not ever get that closure of saying goodbye to your ex-girlfriend, or somebody who you know has died and you never got to tell them goodbye. Like, there are some situations in which you don't choose to have closure or not. And I think it's really good on your mental processes and your psyche to have that closure with your therapist. 'Cause keep in mind that a therapist is somebody who has been there for you and who has helped you with your problems. They have seen you grow as a person, and they have been a part of your life for a significant amount of time. So, having said all of that, I seriously recommend it. Everyone's therapist is different, so every therapist is different. But my therapist has even said that she enjoys having that kind of last goodbye, not just as like a courtesy, as for them to get an idea of like, oh yeah, this person's never coming back again, because some of them, they just leave and they never come back. And so it's always kind of just like, oh, are they coming? Guess not. It's also because they enjoy that last goodbye just as much as you do. What my therapist also said is that some of her old clients, they email her, and just as like keeping in touch, like, oh yeah, so how are you? Like, I miss you, or something. That's weird. I miss you, therapist. They email just letting her know what's up, like, hey, I've done this in my life and that in my life, and I have come across this situation which I thought was interesting or bad or troublesome, but I succeeded through it. I powered through, and I came out stronger on the other side because of what you helped me with, or something like that. Just like letting them know, keeping in touch with them. And she said that she really enjoys hearing back from them. So perhaps ask your therapist if that's something that you can do as well, if that's something that you want to do. I know that that's something I want to do, but I actually really like my therapist. So that is it for the steps. If this video has helped you in any way, if you are somebody who is in a similar situation where you're just like, oh, I think I don't really need to see my therapist as much anymore, then I am so proud of you. I want to say congratulations. I am so proud of you. This is a milestone. So even though this was only like 2 weeks ago, it was like a milestone for me, and I felt better. I felt good about myself. And I want to say that I am so proud of you that you are in this situation, that you feel better with your mental illness or your problems, with whatever made you go to your therapist in the first place. I am so glad that you have fixed it, or that you are in the process of fixing it, or that you are so much farther along recovery than you were when you began. So I want to say congratulations. I'm so proud of you. And for those of you who are still in the beginning stage, who still need to see your therapist every week or every other week, super often, however often you need to see your therapist, if you feel like you're not ready to let go of your therapist, do not feel pressured into trying to get to that end point, because it's okay that you are there. You are in the process of getting there, and there's no need to rush. All you need to think about is how you can fix your current problems, not trying to get to that end point, but how you can fix the problems that are currently bothering you right now. And I am just as proud of you for sticking with your therapist, or maybe you've had a bunch of really shit therapists and you finally found the good one, or you're still going through your different array of therapists and you're trying to find that one special therapist in the pile of shit therapists. Whatever, wherever you are, in the therapy cycle. I am so proud of you. I love you. I am proud that you guys want to better your life and want to figure out how to fix any problems or whatever, and I'm just rambling. I'm gonna end here. I'm gonna stop. I'm so proud of you. You are doing a great job. So I really hope this video helped you guys. I will be seeing you next time.